Ever fancied creating a scrumptious homemade apple pie from scratch? Today we're going to explore a simple yet delightful apple pie recipe that's sure to impress. Let's start with the ingredients. For the crust, you'll need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of cold unsalted butter, and 3 to 4 tablespoons of ice water. If you'd like to skip this step, feel free to use a store-bought pie crust. Now for the star of the show, the apple filling. Gather 5 to 6 large apples, 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a couple of tablespoons of unsalted butter cut into small cubes. Optionally, for a glossy finish, prepare an egg wash with 1 large egg yolk and a tablespoon of milk or water. Kick off the pie making process by making the crust. Give the flour and salt a good whisk in a large bowl. Cut the cold butter into the flour mixture until it forms coarse crumbs. Gradually stir in ice water until the dough just comes together. Avoid overmixing. Shape the dough into a disc, wrap it up and let it chill in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. While the dough takes a cold break, switch gears to the apples. Peel, core and thinly slice them. Toss the apple slices with sugar, cornstarch, cinnamon, nutmeg and lemon juice in a large bowl. Preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, 230 degrees Celsius, and grease a 9-inch pie dish. If you've made your own crust, roll it out into a circle on a lightly floured surface and position it in the pie dish. Heap the apple filling onto the crust and scatter the cubed butter on top. If you fancy a top crust, roll out the remaining dough, moisten the edges of the bottom crust with water, and lay the top crust over the filling. Crimp the edges and cut slits for ventilation. Brushing the top crust with egg wash will give it a tempting golden brown hue. Bake the pie for 40 to 50 minutes until the crust turns golden brown and the apple juices bubble up. If the crust edges are browning too quickly, shield them with foil. Finally, let the pie cool down for about 30 minutes before you slice and serve. Relish your homemade apple pie warm or at room temperature, and maybe even with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Remember, you can tweak the filling thickness by increasing the cornstarch. No lemon juice, a splash of vinegar will do. If you've got leftovers, which is unlikely given how delicious this pie is, store it in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 3 days or freeze for longer storage, and there you have it, a delightful homemade apple pie recipe, easy enough for anyone to try. So, what are you waiting for? Get baking.